The Nintendo Switch is a wonderful little device, delivering the convenience and portability of a Game Boy while sporting enough power to project uncompromised console games to your TV. And a big reason why the Switch is so functional in any given situation is its detachable Joy-Cons. Whether snapped onto either side of the console for gaming on the go, divvied up between friends for an impromptu multiplayer session, or used as your primary single-player input from the couch, these guys are fundamental in making the Switch the icon that it has become. That all being said, 3 years post-launch, a fresh pair of official Nintendo Joy-Cons will still run you about $80. That's a tall price to pay, especially when these controllers have been so prone to hardware issues, including analog drift and spotty wireless connectivity. Enter the Nivimo Joy-Con, third-party controllers that aim to mimic the look and feel of the real thing at half the price. Full disclosure, these were sent to me by Nivimo for review, but I will still be giving you my honest opinion of them, breaking down their quality and features. At first glance, there's not much of a difference between these controllers and the official ones. The color matching of the now iconic blue and red is pretty much spot on, and they sport a near identical button layout. You even get a couple of wrist straps and shoulder button slides if you want them. Looking at them dead on, the only visual differences of note are the indented lines wrapping the outer edges of the controllers, the D-pad buttons which aren't circles anymore, the plus and minus buttons that are now square, and the home button icon that has been replaced with a little H. By the way, you can wake up the console by pressing the home button on these, even if they're not attached. That's a feature that has been kind of rare in third-party controllers until recently, and I'm happy to see it. When I first snapped these onto my console, they felt a little bit off, and the calibration screen showed that the resting state for both my analog sticks were off-center. I ended up needing to run the recalibration feature in the system settings for each controller, and then restart the console. It was a rough first impression for sure, but after doing it the first time, they have been working flawlessly ever since. I found that the plastic used here lacks the soft, premium-feeling texture and weight of a fresh pair of official Joy-Cons, and in certain lighting you can see some imperfections in the plastic. They also feel a bit lighter than the originals, likely due to the fact that they are missing a few internal features, including the IR sensor, NFC reader, and HD rumble. This means you won't be able to scan Amiibo, play Ring Fit Adventure, or most Nintendo Labo games with these. The rumble that these use is serviceable, if not a little too aggressive. But hey, I'm not crazy about the original controller's cell phone-like rumble either. It gets the job done, and like I've said in other videos, with the Switch Lite's complete removal of rumble, I can't imagine many games putting much stock in the HD rumble feature going forward. The curved, ergonomic design of these controllers are arguably their defining feature, and probably the first thing you will notice while handling them. And while this seems like an insignificant change at first glance, I found that it really did improve my experience over long play sessions. Something about that extra bit of plastic made the console feel more balanced in my hands and more comfortable to hold than with the originals. If I had to describe how the sticks and buttons feel in comparison to the official Joy-Cons, I'd say that they share that satisfying clicky up and down state, but the Nivimo buttons are a bit firmer, requiring slightly more pressure to click. It's a subtle but noticeable difference, and the analog sticks feel like they have more resistance, which I actually prefer. I imagine over time these will soften up though. The Nivimo Joy-Cons are fully equipped with motion support, and I tested out several games with the controllers both attached and detached from the system. It all works as expected. I was pleasantly surprised when the wireless connectivity and range of these controllers outshine the official Joy-Cons that I've had since the system's launch. With the originals, if I have my hand behind me on the couch or hidden behind the coffee table, inputs would often go unregistered. With the Nivimo controllers, this never happened, no matter where I placed them, which is great. Overall, the Nivimo Joy-Cons offer a few improvements over the originals, with the added comfort of their curved design, slightly raised buttons, and extended connectivity range. Whether the loss of HD rumble, Labo functionality, or Amiibo support is a deal breaker is up to you, of course. But after spending some time testing these out, I feel pretty good about them. With third-party Switch controllers, you often expect the inclusion of extra features like turbo, macros, and the like. But for the price, it's clear that this is a product that's trying to appeal to those looking to pick up a fresh set of Joy-Cons on a budget. And for that, I think that these are a fine choice.